What's going on, everybody? Jake here with Bandit Fitness Equipment, and today we're going to be reviewing the Hoist Mi1 home gym, Hoist's most compact and cost-effective home gym offering. But compact and cost-effective does not mean a lack of quality or functionality. So let's get into it. Now, like I mentioned, the Hoist Mi1 is a very compact unit. It only sits at about a 4-foot by 5-foot space, meaning you have a lot of options and versatility as far as where you want to put this. You can put it in the garage, you can put it in a spare bedroom, you can put it right in the middle of the living room if you really want to. You have a lot of great options without worrying about the square footage. But the Mi1, even though it's compact, you do have a lot of features that are expected. One of which is going to be your high pulley for primarily things like lat pull downs, press downs, anything you need a high point for. And then at the very bottom, we're gonna have a low pulley. Now this is gonna be obviously for things like rows, curls, lateral raises, and they all work really well with the nice D-clip system that Hoist has come to use. Now, the leg extension, since I'm down here, is the first thing I really wanna talk about, because if you watch any of our other videos, this is a spot that I am very critical of, which is the leg extension curl apparatus on a home gym. This one, thankfully, is pretty good. You have really good range of motion, which is the biggest positive I think that I want to point out about this, is when I get in to do a leg extension right through here, that's my natural stopping point. So I've got probably about 2.5, 3 inches further back left of range of motion. So I have a good stretch on here. I don't feel like I'm being limited. That's really good, especially on a home gym where you don't have any adjustment for that starting point. That's a pretty good system. Now for the leg curl, we're gonna adjust these pads up, work on a nice ratcheting system so I don't have to pull any pin out. And then you're gonna do a single leg curl, one side at a time. Now I was using the full stack. You can use something a little bit lighter, but it feels really, really smooth. Now moving up here, which is going to be your kind of your meat and potatoes of any home gym, and that's going to be your pressing arm. I don't know if I can actually really call this a pressing arm because it's not really a pressing arm. And the reason why is this whole system does not rotate. Normally you would see something where you have the back movement here and then a couple pins to adjust forward. This works a little bit differently. So in the position that it's at, I can use it as a rowing. So I can lean forward here, grabbing one side. I have a nice chest supported row. And again, a really big benefit is range of motion because I'm at lockout. I've got a lot of room to feel that stretch. So a really big positive on that. Now, I mentioned that this doesn't rotate forward to be used as a pressing system. And that's because the outrigger arms, which are kind of unique to Hoist, that's how they utilize it on here. So let me show you how that's going to work. To use the pressing feature, you're going to take the outrigger arms, you're going to unhook each side, and these, compared to a regular press arm on a home gym, are going to feel more akin to probably like dumbbells, where you have all of this movement that can happen. So if you have, wider shoulders, taller joints, whatever it might be, you can fit this a little more towards your body type. So I can push and do a bench press right here. I can go a little bit lower. Or I could even switch into more of a flying position. Not the safest way to do this, but we got the fly right there. And this actually feels really good. The fly is actually probably my favorite movement with the outrigger arms here. Good and smooth. Now, do be careful because there is no mechanism that will decelerate these from swinging into your wall. So just be careful and let them down nice and easy. So you're gonna have the outrigger arms on each side here, but you can detach them and use a variety of different other attachments. So I can unhook these pretty quickly right down through there. And then Hoist provides a lot of different attachments with the Mi1. So you're gonna have 2 straps right through here. You're gonna have an ankle strap and a thigh strap. You're gonna have a longer straight bar, which can be used at the top or the bottom. And you get that nice D-row handle, so it's easy for you to pull on and off. And then probably the most versatile are gonna be 2 longer stirrup handles, which again, these can be used for the top, the bottom, or you can even put them on the side of the outrigger arms. And it is nice that Hoist included some hooks and a good storage area in the back. That way it keeps your whole area nice and clean. You have a lot of really great attachments that come with the Mi1, but there are some additional options that you can look at, and one is going to be the weight stack. So the Mi1 comes standard with a 150-pound silent steel weight stack, but there is an option to go to 200. I do recommend if you think you ever will need the 200, just get it at the initial install. It's a lot easier than adding it after the fact. but the more enticing attachment is probably going to be a leg press. Now this is the same leg press that attaches onto their V-Series home gyms, and if you've ever been to one of those gyms where they have the equipment that moves with you, this is very similar. It's off the Hoist Rocket series, so what it does is when you're in motion, the whole system is going to move with you, and that keeps you in a really advantageous position. So the machine is moving with me, it's keeping me in a very comfortable state, so I don't feel like my knees or my ankles are getting torqued at all. Pretty comfortable. You've got a nice wide plate, good grip, I don't feel like I'm sliding off of it. And the back plate, it's going to be on a ratcheting system, so I don't have to turn around in order to adjust it. Obviously I have to turn around if I want to put it backwards. But other than that, it's a really good attachment you can put onto the Mi1. There are a lot of really good positives about the Mi1 gym, but there are a few drawbacks that I just want to mention. One of which is going to be the lack of a center pulley for things like abdominal crunches or really any sort of center pulley exercise. Now, if this is not something that really matters to you, it's not a drawback, but it's something worth mentioning. And the other piece I want to talk about is the lack of adjustments on the Mi1. As great as the machine is, there are no adjustments. The back pad is fixed in place, the seat pad is fixed in place. You can't adjust it based on your height, arm length, anything like that. The only real adjustment is going to be on the leg rollers down through here, which you can bring up or down. But that's primarily going to be for your standing leg curl movements, or if you wanted to use this as a preacher curl with the bottom cable. Now, this is a stark contrast to the adjustments on something like the Hoist V-Series gyms, where you have adjustments both forward and backwards, as well as tilting features. So it's just something you want to consider if you're maybe a taller person or a shorter person. I'm about 5'9", so I fit in this just fine. But if you are on maybe one more of the extremes from a height standpoint, it's definitely something that I would encourage. Test out ahead of time. Make sure the machine fits your body type. When it comes to the assembly on the Mi1, it's kind of right there in the middle ground. It's a little deceiving because it seems like a small unit, it would be fast to build, but there are a few little things if you're not familiar with building gym equipment that might trip you up. There's some weird stuff going up here under the top shroud on the pulley system, and the weight stack covering shrouds. They're a little odd as far as how you put them on. Again, not too bad, but I would just go into this planning to have a little extra time for the build. If you have the option available, like we always recommend, just pay someone to put it together. It'll take a lot of the headache off of your side. So that's our review of the Hoist Mi1 home gym. It's a really cool, compact piece, especially if you don't have a lot of square footage to allocate for your home gym. If you have any questions on the Mi Gym or the Hoist V-Series gym or any other Hoist products, we'll link those below. We have a lot of videos relating to those. And if you happen to be in the Tampa Bay area in Largo, Florida, make sure to stop by our showroom and test this piece out. We'd love to see you. Subscribe for more videos like this. In the future, train hard.
That last phrase was just the thing.
Until then, I think I just said the future.
You did. Yeah, it was like, subscribe for more videos like this. The future.